All right. Welcome to the channel. And what are we doing today? We are looking at Gruul Prowess. We have put together a lean, mean, green, and red Gruul Prowess deck. So let's get that out of there. I don't know why. I don't know why I have this here. This is just tokens and sleeves in there. Tokens and sleeves, Tony. Tokens and sleeves. Oh my gosh. I think it's this one. Okay. Boop. All right. Excellent. Gruul Prowess. I think the last time we were messing around with Prowess, it was some Thrastavan, some Thrasta, sometimes even a dinosaur. Well, this is not what this is. This is not sometimes even a dinosaur. Let's separate that sideboard. Get those up here. All right. And, of course, we got some treasures there. Oh, treasures. All right. And, well, I don't think we want to go through the mana base first, even though it's so slim. All right. But, there we go. We'll talk about that at the end. Talk about all of this. So how is everybody doing today? I hope well. Let's see here if we can get rid of some of that glare for you guys. How about that? That's a little dark, but we'll move over in this direction. Oh, that looks pretty nice. That looks just fine. So what does this deck do? It's a Prowess deck. And thanks to this is what inspired this. Is this fella here, the Questing Druid. A Questing Druid inspired my favorite color scheme here. So, the Questing Druid is 1 and a green. And he's a 1/1, and whenever you cast a spell that's white, blue, black, or red, put a +1/+1 counter on Questing Druid. Little strange because mutagenic growth is not going to work on him. But that's okay. And what is this? Exile the top 2 cards of your library until your next end step. You may play those cards. That's kind of interesting. We are running 4 questing druids, and just love that instant adventure because that's an instant, right? So that's cool because that's better than light up the stage because we can do it on our opponent's turn. Just very good, very nice. I love that it's an instant, 1 in a red, 1 in a green. So Gruul, so made for Prowess. Oh, what's that? Now, this deck may change a little bit, but as is, we are enjoying it just so. But, like I said, the sideboard, I just made this deck a few days ago. So, that's what I got these for. Look at that. Oh, somebody's so jealous of these, aren't you, Ashley? Oh, she wishes. Wish in one hand and go poopy in another and see who gets the Monastery Swift Spears first. So, I absolutely love this. Just probably my favorite artwork on the Monastery Swift Spear. I love this. It's kind of spooky a little bit, right? Kind of scary, kind of like a spooky storybook. So we like that. But anyways, she's haste, she's prowess, she's 1/2, she's 1 red. We love her. So this is where my deck differs a little bit. I got Ragavan the Nimble Monkey. And whenever Ragavan Nimble Pilferer deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. Dash. This dashing monkey. We have 3 of these. Now, sometimes Ragavan, this one goes in the sideboard. I know, crazy, right? Yeah, sometimes we sideboard 1 of these Ragavans, depending on the situation. And here's where it gets a little curious as well. We have Soul Scar Mage here. This creature has interesting attributes, but I like 3 in here because I like Ragavan. That 3rd Ragavan I like a little better than a 3rd Soul Scar Mage. And even though I haven't had experience with this deck, I have had experience with Ragavan and tons. As you guys watch this channel, you guys know I'm a Prowess kind of guy. So I've had tons of experience with Soul Scar Mage. And as much as I love this card, I like in mono red Prowess a lot better for a full play set of these. In this deck, I like 3. But trust me, it may not stay that way. But I just feel like 3 is very good. I definitely like it in this deck. And look at that odd colored one. Isn't that fun? I like having an odd colored thing now and again. So, Prowess, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many -1/-1 counters on that creature instead. Putting those counters on something is awesome with Soul Scar. That right there is an unsung um, success of the card in my opinion, especially as we move on into the. As I said, I think this card will go up. Is Rakdos Scam dominates that -1/-1 counters being put on something is it's very good. So different things like that where you want to put -1 counters on something, very nice. Especially like in a burn deck or something like um you know, if this had haste, right? But then it would be overpowered. I know. Now we got Dr. C here, one of my favorite cards in Modern. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Dr. C is so overpowered. Can you believe this card? It's got all the attributes of like a mythic card, to be honest. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, surveil one. Look at the top card of your library, you put that card into your graveyard. That's great. Get a little Underworld Breach action. Maybe not all the way, maybe just a little bit of Breach, right? That Delirium, as long as there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, DRC, Dr. C gets +2/+2 and has flying and attacks each combat if able. So just like that. So those big 3/3s coming in like that with flying, even though attacking every combat, that Dr. C does things. And then being able to load the graveyard, set the top of your deck up. These are just wonderful. Now, let's get... There's our creature base. I think we have 18, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm good, aren't I? All right, so let's see here. Instance. Sorceries, and that's an instant. All right, now this is going to be pretty typical. Gets a little boring, I know. Prowess is as prowess does. So, of course, we're running mutagenic growth. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You can pay with 1 green, or you can pay with life. 1, 2, 3, 4 mutagenic growths. We have Gut Shot. It's got some Phyrexian mana there too, so it can be paid with 1 red. Gut Shot deals 1 damage to target creature or player, or it can be paid with 2 life. 1, 2. Got 2 of those in the main deck. Lava Dart. Love this card in the deck. So 1 red, Lava Dart deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Flashback, sacrifice a mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4 Lava Darts. We have Lightning Bolts. Not many people run this card. Actually, it's very obscure as a red card. You definitely do not see it in many decks that run red. And I am quite proud of my prowess at using it in this deck. So I'll just pat myself on the shoulder. Lightning Bolt, I discovered. All right, 1, a 2 in the nice foily, the dual deck version there. Very nice. So we have this. I wish we could figure out what this one does. It doesn't have text on it. I just don't know sometimes. Tony, maybe we should write it in with a marker or something. I just don't know. I know, I'm sorry. I digress. All right. Manamorphals. This is one of my favorite cards in the format as well. So for 1 or a green or a red, add 2 mana and add 2 mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool and draw a card. So some free card draw. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 Manamorphos. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we, Tony? All right. So now let's see here. Abundant Harvest. Now this acts as a land for us. This wonderful little cantrip here. Choose land or non-land. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library at a random order. This is wonderful because we have the lands we need. We can say non-land. If we need some land, we can say land. If we'd sacrificed a mountain to do a lava dart to get our prowess count up, we can do, go ahead and say, land. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now I'm in Steeches for my Underworld of Breaches. We got a red for the Underworld of Breaches. The finest pants in all the land. Just axed Hecamedes and his buddy there. Man, look at the crack there. Do you see this? Look at Is that the sky opening up? You know what? I just noticed that's like a sky opening up. I used to, just glancing at this card, I thought that that was like a mountainside, kind of like a face of a mountain cracking open. But it's like reality itself is ripping open. And, anyways, I'm sure you guys know what this does, but I'll read it anyways because you guys like my voice. Each non land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice Underworld Breach. 1, 2. We have 2 of those. We have Mishra's Bauble coming in for the artifact. 1, 2, 3, 4 Mishra Bauble. Alright, now let's talk about this tiny, tight mana base. Thanks to Abundant Harvest, that allows us to have this. So, Wooded Foothills, a wonderful card here. Cons of Tarkir, 1, 2, 3, 4 Woodsy Foothills. Pay 1 life, sack the foothills. Search your library for a mountain or forest card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuff, my buddy. We have Arid Mesa. We have this wonderful foil etched Arid Mesa here. Pay 1 life, sacrifice Arid Mesa, search your library for mountains or plains, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. We got 2 of those. Okay, and when we're looking for stuff like this. Stumpin' Ground here. Stumpin' Ground enters the battlefield. You may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Stomping Grounds. And here's our little baby mountains. So we got 2 mountains. We have this one here because it's kind of green and red, right? And we have this one here because it's a 7th. Who cares? It's a 7th. We love 7th foils. And the reason we love them, I'm sure you guys know this, but 7th is the first time in a set that Magic foiled stuff. They foiled it. They foiled everything after that, right? 2 Copperline Gorges. Enters the battlefield tab unless you control 2 or few other lands. So there we go. There's our mana base of 14 lands. Now let's talk about that sideboard. And I'm really hoping I had wanted to throw a couple Light Up the Stages in here to initiate a little more card draw. I hope I threw those in the sideboard. Now we have a companion. Oh, look at what it is. It's Yagantha, the Wellspring. So no card in your starting deck has more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost. And it doesn't. And we can tap and we can add basically red and green. This mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. So that's it. This will add 2 mana if we tap it, and it's a 5/5 beater on the board that we can always have if we have some mana to throw around. Gigantha. Silly elk, I know, but it's there, right? So Blot Moon, we got 1, 2. I still like this better than Alpine Moon. Still like it better than Alpine Moon, so. 2 Blot Moons. We have Destructive Revelry, one of my favorite cards also. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Destructive Revelry deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. The card actually made me want to make a Naya Burn deck. I like this card so much. But 2 damage, it's just not worth it. Naya Burn. One day, maybe. If you guys, anybody in the comments, I don't get many views on these particular videos, but if anybody's interested in Naya Burn, let me know, because I've got some ideas. So we got 2 Destructive Revelry. Weather the Storm. In case we're going up against a burn deck, this is going to help with another card too. So we'll gain 3 life for 1 and a green. We can storm that. That's wonderful. 1, 2. Got 2 of those, and that is a game ender. Game changer, sorry. It doesn't end the game. It stops the game from ending so that we can have a game-changing moment where we win the game because we gained like 6 life or something. Choose 1. Cast into the Fire. For 1 and a red, Cast into the Fire deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Like that, right? Something to think about for the Bowmasters. Cast into the Fire deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. This is a great card. Or exile target artifact. 1, a 2. 2 of those. And then to work alongside of Weather the Storm when we're going against Burn, we have Dragon's Claw. Whenever a player casts a red spell, you may gain 1 life. So whenever a player, that includes us as well. So for some free graveyard hate, this is really wonderful to remove cards in somebody's graveyard. In any type of recursion deck where people are playing stuff out of a graveyard, which is starting to become a thing pretty heavy now, in my experience. So 0 mana cost. So this will hit our prowess trigger. Sacrifice Tormod's Crypt to remove all cards in target player's graveyard from the game. The dark opening seemed to breathe the cold, damp air of the dead earth in a steady rhythm. And he realized it was kind of sing-song. It sounded kind of sweet. We got 3 of those. All right. We have an extra copy of Gut Shot, so we can run 3. And we got a couple of treasure tokens to go with the monkeys. And that's about it. That's the deck. We're going to do some gold fishing with it to follow. And guess what? We are going to have this deck go up against something. We're going to have this weekend, I know I keep promising it, but this weekend we are going to have some dedicated match play. And we're going to see what these decks can do against other decks that are tough. Like Burn. We're going to use 8-rack against something. Maybe Is It Murktide versus the 8-rack. We're going to do 8-rack versus Burn. Yada, yada, yada. Thanks again. 215 subscribers. Might as well be 215,000 to me. And look at, here's a sneak peek. Modern Horizons 3 card, Chaos. It's 1 black, 16/16. When Chaos enters, one opponent loses 19 life. I wonder who made that. That looks like something that somebody made. Somebody I know. So that's a little preview of Modern Horizons 3, right, buddy? Okay. Thank you, sir. Jeffrey, Harrison, Connor, Jr., Jack, Jill, Bonnie, Steve, Ira, Harvey, and George. Thank you.